Hi everyone, welcome back. If you are new, please consider subscribing. My name is Yadi and I make educational videos for beauty professionals in training and for those who like to continue learning. In today's video, we are going to be covering some very important information. If you are in the state of Texas and you are a cosmetologist, a barber, an esthetician, an eyelash specialist, or a nail technician, this information is something that you do not want to skip, and you want to make sure that you study before going to take your state board exam. Remember that in this case, you are the licensee holder and the practitioner. If you are not in the state of Texas and studying for your state board exam, look for your state's laws, rules, and regulations to reference. In this video, we are going to be discussing responsibilities of individual practitioners, responsibilities of establishments, remote service business responsibilities, responsibilities of mobile establishment, and fees. You guys, keep in mind that information is not limited to the one shown in this video. I will be leaving a link in the description box of this video where you can find additional information that is in your law and rule book. Also, for those of you that are needing to order a new book, I will leave the link as well. I hope you're finding all of this information helpful. And again, I am not affiliated with TDLR or PSI in any way. I am simply bringing you information that is already made public in a simple form. If you are finding all of this information helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with a friend. With that being said, good luck on your test. Now let's get started. Responsibilities of individual practitioners. A. For purposes of this section, licensed facility means the premises of an establishment or school, meaning its location. B. A practitioner is restricted to working in a licensed facility but may perform a service within the scope of the license at a location other than a licensed facility for a customer who 1. Is unable to receive the service at a licensed facility because of illness or physical or mental incapacitation, or 2. Will receive the service in a preparation for and at the location of a special event, and 3. Makes the appointment for service through a licensed facility. C. A practitioner performing digitally prearranged remote services may perform these services at a location other than a licensed facility if the appointment is made through a remote service business digital network. Remember that. D. Specialty practitioners may only perform the practice authorized by the specialty license. E. All current licenses must either be posted near the licensee's workstation in the public view or be made available at the establishment reception desk. F. A current photograph of the licensee, meaning you, at least 1 and 1.5 by 1 and 1.5 inches must be attached to the front of the license or permit, or digitally displayed along with an image of the license or permit. The photograph may not obscure any information on the license or permit. G. Practitioners must notify the department in writing of any name change within 30 days of the change. H. Practitioners must notify the department within 30 days following any change of address. The department may send all notices on other information required by applicable laws and rules to any licensee's last known mailing address on file with the department. I. Practitioners must wear clean top and bottom, outer garments, and footwear while performing services authorized under the Act. Outer garments include t-shirts, blouses, sweaters, dresses, smocks, pants, jeans, shorts, and other similar clothing, and do not include lingerie. J. Practitioners are responsible for compliance with the health and safety standards of this chapter. Now let's discuss responsibilities of the establishment. A. Each establishment must have a current law and rule book. B. Each establishment is responsible for compliance with the health and safety standards of this chapter. C. An establishment may lease space to an independent contractor who is a practitioner. The leaser to an independent contractor practitioner must maintain a list of all renters that includes the names of renter and the license number of the renter. The leaser must supply the department representative a list of the renters upon request. D. An establishment may lease space to mini establishment license holders. The leaser must maintain a list of all mini establishment license numbers and expiration dates and must provide the list to a department representative upon request. E. A mini establishment license holder must maintain the name, license number, and license expiration date of each person working in the mini establishment. F. Establishments that lease space to mini establishments must maintain all common areas. G. Each establishment must comply with the following requirements. 1. A sink with hot and cold running water in an area where services are performed. 2. An identifiable sign with the establishment's name. 3. A suitable receptacle for used towels and linens. 4. A wet disinfectant soaking container large enough to fully immerse tools and implements. 5. A clean, dry, debris-free storage area. 6. A minimum of one covered trash container. And 7. If providing manicure or pedicure nail services, an autoclave, dry heat sterilizer, or ultraviolet sanitizer. Responsibilities of establishment continued. H. In addition to the requirements of subsection G, 1. Full service establishment and mini establishments must provide the following equipment for each practitioner present and providing services. A. One working station. B. One styling or barber chair. And C. A sufficient number of shampoo bowls. The establishment must have at least one shampoo bowl if the establishment provides shampooing or any service that results in a permanent change to the color or structure of the hair. A mini establishment providing these services will be in compliance with this rule if the mini establishment has access to at least one shampoo bowl. 2. Establishment providing manicure services must provide the following equipment for each practitioner present and providing services. A. One manicure station with sufficient lighting. B. One manicure chair or stool. And C. One client chair for each manicure station. 3. Establishments providing esthetician services must provide the following equipment for each practitioner present and providing services. That would be A. One facial bed or chair, and B. One mirror. Responsibilities of establishments continued. 4. Establishments providing combination aesthetic and manicure services must provide the following equipment. A. The requirements for establishment providing manicure services, and B. The requirements for establishments providing esthetician services. 5. Establishments providing eyelash extension services must provide the following equipment for each practitioner present and providing a service. A. One facial bed, chair, or massage table, all of which must allow the consumer to lie completely flat. B. One lamp. C. One stool or chair. And D. One mirror. 6. Establishments providing hair weaving services must provide the following equipment for each practitioner present and providing services. A. One workstation. B. One styling chair. C. One chair dryer or handheld dryer. And D. A sufficient number, no fewer than one, in the entire establishment of shampoo bowls for practitioners providing hair weaving service. Let's continue. I. All practitioners acting as independent contractors must have the following items. 1. A wet disinfecting soaking container. Again, it has to be large enough to fully immerse tools and implements. 2. A clean, dry, debris-free storage area. 3. A suitable receptacle for use of towels and linens. And 4. A current law and rule book. J. In addition to the requirements in subsection I, practitioners acting as independent contractors must have the following items. 1. If practicing in a full-service establishment, one workstation and one styling or barber chair. 2. If practicing in an establishment providing aesthetic services, one facial bed or chair, and one mirror wall hung or handheld. 3. If practicing in an establishment providing manicure services, one manicure station with sufficient lighting, one manicure chair or stool, and one client chair professional in appearance. 4. If practicing in an establishment providing eyelash extension services, one facial bed or chair or massage table that allows the consumer to lie completely flat, one stool or chair, one lamp, and one mirror. Responsibilities of establishments continued. K. Practitioners acting as independent contractors must comply with all state and federal laws relating to independent contractors. L. Establishments must display in the establishment in a conspicuous place clearly visible to the public a notice that a copy of the establishment's most recent inspection report issued by the department is available upon request. M. All licensed establishments must display in a conspicuous place clearly visible to the public a sign acceptable to the department regarding human trafficking information as required by Texas Occupations Code. N. An establishment must ensure that all persons performing or offering to perform barbering or cosmetology services at the establishment are properly licensed at all times. An establishment may not allow a person to perform any barbering or cosmetology services for which the person does not hold the required license. O. An establishment may not perform or offer to perform any barbering or cosmetology services outside the scope of the establishment's license. P. A person may not operate an establishment or school on the same premises at the same time as another establishment or school unless the facilities are separated by walls of permanent construction without an opening between the facilities. This does not apply to many establishments or mobile establishments that are operated on the same premises as other establishments. Q. Each establishment must display a copy of this chapter. An establishment may meet this requirement by placing the law in rule book so that it is accessible to all practitioners who work in the establishment. Remote service business responsibilities. A person or entity licensed under this chapter may not operate a remote service business without first 1. Providing a manner prescribed by the department notice of the licensee's intent to operate a remote service business. 2. Provide a permanent mailing address for the remote service business. And 3. Verifying that the remote service business complies with the requirements of the Act and this chapter. B. Only licensed practitioners may perform digitally prearranged remote services. C. A remote service business must comply with the requirements of the Act, this chapter, and all health and safety requirements as applicable. D. A remote service business may not offer a barber or cosmetology service that requires treating or removing a person's hair by 1. Coloring. 2. Processing. 3. Bleaching. 4. Dyeing. 5. Tinting. Or 6. Using a cosmetic preparation. E. A remote service business may offer only the following barbering or cosmetology services. 1. Haircutting, hairstyling, or weaving a person's hair by thread and needle or attaching by clamps or glue. 2. Arranging, beautifying, shaving, styling, or trimming a person's mustache or beard. 3. Beautifying a person's face, neck, or arms using antiseptic tonic, lotions, powder, oil, clay, or cream. 4. Removing superfluous hair on the face using tweezers. 5. Massaging, cleansing, and treating a person's hands or feet for polish change, manicures and pedicures, and non-whirlpool foot spa basins, pedicure only. And 6. Applying semi-permanent thread-like extensions composed of single fibers to a person's eyelashes. Remote service business responsibilities continued. F. A remote service business may not offer portable whirlpool foot spa pedicures. G. A licensed practitioner performing digitally prearranged remote services must practice within the scope of the practitioner's license and may only provide the services specifically authorized by this section. H. A remote service business must provide through the entity's digital network prior to any digitally prearranged remote services being performed. 1. The following information regarding the practitioner who will perform the service. A. The person's first and last name. B. The person's license number. And C. A photograph of the person who will be performing the remote services. 2. The following information regarding the business. A. Internet website address, and B. Telephone number, and 3. The department's internet website address and telephone number, and notice that the client may contact the department to file a complaint against the remote service business or practitioner performing the service. I. A remote service business must maintain records and information showing compliance with this chapter and the Act until at least the 5th anniversary of the date the record was generated. J. A practitioner who provides digitally prearranged remote services is responsible for the services provided. K. A remote service business must terminate a practitioner's access to the business digital network if the remote service business or department determine that there has been a violation of 1. This chapter, or 2. The Act. L. Before a practitioner provides a digitally prearranged remote service, the remote service business and the practitioner must ensure that all implements and supplies have been cleaned, disinfected, and sanitized or sterilized with department approved disinfectants and in accordance with the requirements of the Act and this chapter. A remote service business and a practitioners performing remote services must ensure compliance with all safety and sanitation requirements related to the digitally pre-arranged remote services being provided and in accordance with the Act and this chapter. N. A remote service business must maintain accurate records and information showing compliance with this chapter and the Act and must make the records available to the department upon request. All right, you guys, these last two slides are going over fees. So I'm not going to go over all of them, but please be sure to check these out. But I'll point out a few of them. So for example, application fees, for example, Class A barber license or an operator cosmetology license, fee is $50 to renew. You also have mini, I know a lot of you guys get mini salon establishment licenses that cost $70. So, I mean, those are application fees, renewal fees, pretty much they are the same, $70, $50. School licenses are $280. Obviously, those would be for school owners. If you are wanting to change from an inactive status to active status, it would be $25 and so forth. So yeah, I hope you're finding all of this information helpful. This information can be found in your Texas Laws and Rule Book for barber and cosmetology. Remember, if you're a nail technician, a esthetician, an eyelash specialist, you fall under the cosmetology umbrella. And yes, there's more fees. Fees. Anyways, you guys, so yes, if you are interested in purchasing a law and rule book, if you do not have one, they are $14. So yeah, I'm just putting all of this out there for those of you that are interested. Again, you can always check all of this out. It's inside of the book, or I'll leave the link in the description box. Now, the law and rule book fee is included in the application and renewal fee for student and also individual school and establishment licenses and permits. So basically, obviously, you renew your license every 2 years. Once you go through the continuing education process, submitting the hours, paying for your license fee, you will receive a new license. And then usually along with that, the state also sends you a new law and rule book. So there you have it. You guys, that's it for this video. I'm aware that the information can be and sound very repetitive, but hey, we have to go through it. You guys, I hope you're finding all of this useful. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with a friend. Thank you so much for watching or listening and supporting the channel. As always, let's keep going, let's keep growing, and I'll see you on the next one.